Ahoy hoy and welcome to Burning Wheel. My name is Logan. I am the GM of this system and I am under duress. Um,
You're under duress.
we are a little late tonight because we have just done our first trait vote. So we all have a slew of new traits. We have some old ones that we have set aside. We have some new ones that we really want to play up. Um, and we will just hop right into it. We will go down the line. We have a bunch of new beliefs too, so we're just gonna go on, do full bits,
Perfect.
and we will start with our lovely, sometimes one-handed, sometimes.
Always one-handed, but she doesn't know it.
I'm watching that other hand, that mysterious phantom hand.
Okay, my beliefs. Belief 1. Willow and others may have been infected with Stravitz's curse. We must find out what it is and, more importantly, find out how to cure the people it has touched. Belief number 2 is unchanged. Gutrung is an irresponsible and dangerous man, and I will destroy his career as he destroyed mine. He's somewhere in this town. Belief 3. My family was almost torn apart when the cultists tried to sacrifice me and Alden. I will not let our family be separated again. My instincts are the same. And my traits, we got rid of formalist and fixed smile. And we added one-track mind, distant, and baleful stare.
Okay, well, Tony wants to throw a wrench in everything. I guess he can go next. Just throw our traditions to the wind.
I feel like we've gotta follow up with Abby's incredible reading of her beliefs.
Thank you.
As Morrine. So Brother Wirt has had a total change in beliefs. Everything is different. First, Lord Stravit will need a replacement, and we must find a worthy person to fill the void. So, belief 2, Hochen is not yet free from Tolerot, and her remaining followers must be rooted out. And belief 3 is where this gets really sticky. Odelia is the heir to the monarchy. Morrine must be convinced so she can ascend. Or else.
Love it.
That's the most dangerous I've ever heard Brother Wirt sound.
The new traits that I picked up as Wirt, I have hide before battle. Feels appropriate. Long-winded, as he speaks so much, and also diffusing, which is related to dispute settler, which is a dwarvish trait, which means I am better at settling disputes between two characters.
And it is specifically it cannot be a conflict you're in.
Yes, I'm a mediator, not whatever a mediator for when a mediator is in mediation is. And then instincts. Instinct 1, never leave home without a bandage, food, and holy water. Water, holy or otherwise. When someone is holding a sword, it's best to let them have their way. And when someone asks for advice, long parables of the saints always have nuggets of gold.
Okay, Sarah, are you ready? Well, she also has a trait that plays onto this. You just gotta get in on this family, Sean.
Gotta get in on this deal, Sean.
So
my first
your stinking family.
My new belief number 1 is I feel strange. My instincts seem sharper than usual. I will explore and harness these new abilities.
Ooh, I love that so much.
I love that for you. I don't love that for me.
Belief number 2 is, you're gonna love this one again. Brother Wirt has been strangely interested in Odelia. I must investigate and figure out their plans. She cannot be taken advantage of by faithful fools.
Oh my god!
Oh my god, Logan, whatever you had planned, just dump it, because this whole session is going to be inter-party conflict. We don't need a GM.
Sean, you got about 30 seconds. Rewrite a belief. Get it on it.
I need to change a belief.
And then the other one is, my last belief is about working for other races, because the elves stink. Is our cool uncle. because I'm just a cool uncle to Odelia and all normal children. Then I have predatory was the new trait that I got from being infected. Intense was from the trait vote. And then finally quiet, which is a call-on trait for stealthy. So I do everything quietly, especially sneak up on people and surprise them.
And I think we got rid of voice in the crowd
We got rid of voice in the crowd, yes.
and gave you quiet.
And gave me quiet. Yeah. The opposite of voice in a crowd.
Okay. Sean.
Alrighty, I play the lovely Ada, everyone's favorite uninvolved aunt who does not want to be part of this tearing the family apart situation. Let's see. Really, only one of my beliefs has changed. Belief number 1, which is I can feel myself changing and know my inevitable fate. I must find a cure or perish before I harm others. 2 is this cult must be stopped, but such beliefs do not spring from nothing. I will find the root cause of this horrible faith and tower it and see if there's any other evil nearby. And 3, Angar Smith seems to be a leader within this cult. I will ensure he loses his influence on Hochen entirely, because of course we hate Angar Smith, which connects, in fact, to a new trait I have called Slow to Forget. I keep track of what everyone has done to me, to others, friends and enemies alike, because Angar is considered a rival of mine. But we got rid of generous, since I have a instinct that already plays into that, and instead have gained garrulous, which, if that's your
pause. You
SAT
can go look it
word,
up.
yeah, that's your SAT word for the week. And little tidbit, it lets you tells you that I enjoy talking way more than anyone else, and I enjoy talking about small, inconsequential things as well, because nothing is too small or inconsequential to talk about for Ada. She's still a gossip as well and still superstitious. And I also have blank stare, geometric, made man, weather sense, a new infected trait, which gives me 1,000-yard stare, which has to do with sort of emotional distance, which hasn't quite technically been revealed yet, but we'll go with it. And then also driven and back-breaking labor, because Ada is a strong lady and she has been doing all the labor. She is the workhorse, literally, of this group because she has 2 hands and
Thanks for
not
bringing
just
that
one.
up. I'd like to also give you smells like a horse.
Smells like a horse. Thank you.
Horse lover.
Ada probably has not smelled great many times in her life. Yeah, and I think that's the most important stuff.
Our beliefs are getting so spicy. I love it.
They
They're
are.
really going to be at
They
odds
are.
with each other.
I'm
It's
I'm excited to
tense.
finish 2 and 3 because I just want to throw in
I
some more
forgot to
fun
bring it
stuff.
up, but I wanted to give all of you the trait really bad at research. Incapable
Hate
of
reading.
finding information from a book.
Unfortunately, I think the dice have already kind of decided we already get all the penalties we need for that, so
Mhm.
we don't need that trait too.
Okay, perfect. So let's see. We just ended last time with you all rabble rousing the town. It got a little out of hand, and they sort of swarmed Lord Stravit and executed him.
Would you call that out
with
of hand? I don't
with
know.
the rocks left their hands and went right at him. And what is his name? This dweeb.
Martine, our lovely
Martine.
Martine, who
Our
is
lovely
not
Martine.
replacing Lord Stravit, by the way.
Nuh-uh,
Or
he is useless.
He had just strolled up and he was like, "Everyone, calm down, calm down." And then I think he saw Stravit dead as he was saying the sentence. The Duchess is coming, and then he just sort of faints and falls to the ground.
There's a
I hate
troll
this
in the
man.
bathrooms.
The crowd, you guys are still in it. It is still a little bit they're a little worked up. A good number of people have like left they like saw what was happening. They either left before or like they don't want to be here anymore afterwards. But you can tell that the crowd is the couple that remain are still heated, and they're sort of out of your immediate control.
What's left of the body?
That is what I was going to ask too.
I don't think anyone's taken bits of it.
Well, I meant like, was he just pulverized? Is there
Yeah.
a corpse that we need to dispose of?
There is a complete corpse. It's pulverized. Doesn't look great. But yeah, it's not like he was like drawn and quartered. It was more of just like death by thousands of peasant hands hitting him repeatedly. By thousands, I mean a good 20.
Is there a road that specifically leads to the Stravet Manor?
Oh, well, let's ask our resident roadwise.
There's someone who's very wise about roads.
Yeah, do you want me to step in on this? There is
Yes,
definitely a road that
invent
leads
this
directly.
fact.
Are you saying a road from
Like
a
a
road that
road.
doesn't go to the town and then up to there?
Right. I imagine that the town like sits in this valley. I could be wrong, but this is my imagination. And then there's a road that like comes out of the town and like leads up a mountain to where the manor would sit above the town.
I have my answer. Sarah, if you want to roadwise it up, I'll let you.
Cool. Yeah, because I like scouted that road.
Yeah.
Like I scouted ahead when we went to the manor, so I feel like in game that kind of makes sense.
Okay, so we'll make it ob2 roadwise. What do you want
Yeah.
it to be?
I want there to be a discreet road for us to go up to the manor easily.
That already exists. But now it's saying, is there a
Okay.
road that goes to the manor that doesn't come from the town? Like, could you get to the manor without coming through town? I think that's what happened.
Oh, I'm okay with it coming from the town.
Oh. Yeah.
That's what I was asking. There is okay.
Yeah, because you guys took that
Yeah.
road.
Sure. But
Okay.
it does
the
it
manor.
just go to the manor, I guess is what I really cared about. And not like
Yes.
Pass on to it, like
Yeah.
it doesn't connect to something else.
Right.
Yeah. We'll just say no.
Okay. Yeah, it doesn't
got a
connect to
little
anything else.
confused. No, it is a road with the express purpose of going from the town up to the manor. It stops at the manor. There are no other roads that go to the manor.
Okay. I think I want to take Stravet's body and like put it somewhere on that road as like a warning sign to the other people that live in that manor. But I feel like
No one
That escalated so quickly.
There's only Lucas and Tomas.
I want them to
Playing
know what
Blades,
happened.
or we're not playing Blades, so you
I
gotta
know.
tone it down.
I'm aware. This is toned down.
Yeah, like they were saying, there's no one left that's in the manor other than
Yeah, I know.
Tomas and Lucas, that you know of. But I mean, you can take the body from these people if you would like to.
The manor burned down, so
You can still see smoke in the distance.
I feel like it's also just like a symbol of freedom that like
I feel like if you're gonna do that, you need to hang him from the gate
I
to
mean,
the town.
I also considered that. So either of those is acceptable.
We are free here. If you say otherwise, we'll kill you.
Question, Logan.
Yeah.
Is there still a wolf in the mix here?
We have not
Like,
heard
at
otherwise.
one point-
You were
We've
thanked
not
for
heard
solving that
otherwise.
problem.
Yeah, Ragaire would like to use his body to catch the wolf, but that's just me. There's no other meat in this town.
There's no other meat in this. Well, now there's a Stravet meat.
No.
There's
Here's
Strav-
what I'll do. I'll put Stravet's body like in the middle of the town wherever this all happened. Like hang it somewhere. And then I want to take the tower wrought like altar that was in the closet of my house and like break it and like make a very symbolic show of that, like on this whole ordeal, assuming that he
Yeah.
was.
Okay. I
All right.
would like
Yeah.
you to roll
I like
something.
that
Do
a
you
lot
have
better.
Yeah. Do you have a skill that you think is applicable?
Intimidation.
I feel like you can fork that in. I don't know if that would be the primary one.
Conspicuous? I
I'm
don't.
thinking
What skill is this?
I'm thinking like not oratory, not like symbology.
This is like framing. This is like setting up something.
You have
Setting the
no, not
stage.
ritual. Sure, we'll call it intimidation. Is that what you want? You want to
Yes,
like
I
intimidate
want.
the remaining
Yes,
people?
yes.
Okay, then yeah, we'll call that intimidation.
Okay, perfect.
Let's say does this already have an ob in the intimidation obstacles? No, great. Okay, perfect. We'll call it an ob 3
Okay.
because there's a lot of or like it's more than one person and
Yeah.
you want it to
Sure. Can I fork in history?
if you flavor it.
I feel like the flavoring of history is just like the symbology behind it, right? Like the way that it all gets set up and destroyed, and like this whole like death to demons cult altar thing has happened previously, and it's like a symbol of the release of like an area from supernatural control or whatever.
Yep, you can do it, but I have a consequence in mind if you fail, and it's gonna
Perfect.
be tied to that.
Love that for me.
I also love the irony of the fact that we were about to be sacrificed to Tarot, and then we just basically sacrificed Stravit.
The good old reverse
3
sacrifice.
for 3.
Perfect. Yeah. So you can do that. The the consequence is going to be that little did you know that this was actually used to persecute people of Connor's faith.
That's
yeah.
great. That just
That
worked out then.
has not happened. At least to Connor's people. But it sends a very clear message. It is really hard to see this and not know exactly what you wanted them to know.
Perfect.
And it sort of gets the people that were still here. They sort of trot off. Everyone's sort of like not calmed down, but they've come to and they're like, "Oh, we got to get out of here," and it sort of leaves you all alone in the town with a passed out man and yourself, and then a strung up Strava.
While Morrine is doing this and, executing her will as a strong, independent woman, I will go to Morrine's house and be the mother that she isn't, and make sure that Odelia is safe, protected, and kept indoors through all of the, I assume, rioting, general rabble that happens in the aftermath.
Yeah, perfect. So we'll have a scene. So Morin, you can't participate in this scene. We'll have a scene at Casa de Beaumont with Odelia and Wirt and anybody else who would like to be in this scene.
I'm 100% going to appear. I don't know if I think I'm gonna let Brother Wirt go first and like follow behind him and try to listen in to see if I can hear what Wirt says to like Odelia and all that jazz.
I think
you guys...
Ada has wandered over to Martine's fainted body, and we'll leave it there for now.
Perfect. So Brother Wirt, as you walk up to the house, you see like the blinds are open and you see two little eyeballs looking through and then they see you coming, and you're like, and you hear a little, and then they close, and then you hear like little footsteps running away from the window.
Do I recognize the eyeballs? Are they from a
Yeah,
small
they're
girl's face or a
yeah,
man's
yeah,
face?
like Odelia.
Okay, great. So yeah, I'll go up on the door and do like a do Morse code knock, like, "Hey, I'm a friend, let me in."
Like, um, you hear footsteps run back to the door, and then it opens a little bit, and you see Odelia. She's opened the door a little, and she's like, "Who is it?"
I'm here to keep you safe, my dear lady. Are you well?
hmm And she opens the door, and she's like, "I wasn't watching. I stayed here, like Mom said.
I'm very glad you listened to your mother. That's a
I
very
stayed right here
important
on
thing
this
to do.
couch."
Was it comfortable?
No, I wanted to be out there.
You wanted to be out there. Why did you want to be out there, Odelia?
Everyone went out there. They always leave me home alone when they go do exciting stuff.
Hmm.
And yesterday I got left with that weird guy. I didn't like him.
Wolfred? You didn't like Wolfred?
No.
Why didn't you like Wolfred?
He's he kept asking me weird questions. I just wanted to play games, and he was very not fun.
I see. I see. Well, I'm sorry that he wasn't as willing to play games as you. Sometimes he can be a little bit stuffy, you know. This is
Like you used to be.
yeah, I used to be, but you've shown me the error of my ways.
hmm
I've learned to have some fun.
I
What
do
what
that a lot.
games? What games would you like to play right now?
I want to play. I want to play. Be a knight
hmm
like Mom does.
What kind of what am I in this game? What do I do? Am I your squire or am I the
So
evil
you have to
bad
be
monster,
you have to be Mr. Gutrung, and I have to kill you. That's what Mom always says.
Mr. Gutrung? I see. I see. Well, if that's what my lady wishes, then that's what my lady will get. And I
Ragaire is
find
nodding
a
to
stick
himself.
outside for her to use as a sword, and I stomp around and be the big evil Gutrung, and you
hmm
know,
She like
play
puts
up
it
the
on
role.
behind her back, and she plays into it. And she tells you that you're doing it wrong a couple times,
hmm
like you're doing Gutrung wrong.
I very intently listen to her criticisms and adjust my performance as
Yeah,
needed.
she's like, "No, you
Um,
can't do it that way. You have to do it the other way."
I start doing it the other way.
Perfect.
No
Even when
questions
you do it the
asked.
other way, yes, it's
hmm
almost nearly identical.
Yep. No, I'm sure it is. But
It's good.
there's no fuss, no questions raised. It's strictly about Odelia and what Odelia wants.
Perfect. Let's just do like an all-encompassing roll to see sort of how this. What do you want? What's your
Um,
intent?
my intent is to keep her in the house, occupied, and build rapport with her. So how do we feel about like soothing platitudes?
Um,
Let me argue
yeah.
for child rearing.
Ooh, ooh, I do like child rearing. Can you fork in things if you're opening?
No.
No.
Um, child rearing. I feel like it does fall under the purview of child rearing. I know you're
Mhm.
probably not gonna like that answer.
No, Connor is okay with that answer.
Okay.
Let's see.
Um, yeah, we'll call it. You're not really trying to instill her with proper values and manners, so we'll just say it's like a nice odd one,
Mm-hmm.
doubled
Okay.
to two.
Let's see. And what's the base skill?
Will.
Will. Great.
Obstacle. Will of the child.
Oh no.
Odelia's will. 4,000.
It's over 9,000.
She has
Okay.
white will.
I can't say I'm surprised.
I really like that. It's just one dice, but it is
But it's
white.
white.
And that's how children work.
Base obstacle 1. There we go.
Nice.
3 for 2.
Yeah, perfect. Off 6? Or you rolled 6?
Why did it give me an advantage? I don't recall.
I don't know.
It doesn't matter though.
It doesn't
My
matter.
my will is 6 though.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, jeez. Okay, perfect. Yeah, you correct what she tells you to do, and you play the part of Gutrung real well. And she is having a blast, so she doesn't leave. What else did you want? You wanted her to not leave, and you wanted her to.
Just build rapport with her.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. She's like, "Wow, Brother Wirt, that was fun. Didn't it used to be this fun? What happened?"
I came to see how fun of a child you are, and it was inspiring to me.
Wow, I don't know any other children, but I assume I'm the most fun.
Of the ones I've met, you're certainly the most fun. You're the most imaginative. That's for certain.
What does that mean?
It means you have a wonderful mind, and you are creative, and you can think on your feet, and you're incredibly clever.
You don't think with your feet, you think with your brain, you dumb.
See, as you get older, Odelia, your brain starts to slip down your body into your feet. That's why old people walk so slow, is because they don't want to step on their heads.
Whoa, that makes sense.
Doesn't it?
She then proceeds to look at her feet really intently for the next 5 minutes. She's like, I don't see my brain down there, and you've blown her mind.
Good, good.
Okay. Ragaire, would you like to insert yourself? Or were you just listening?
I feel like I listened until I didn't get enough until I got like enough information, just kind of like under the windowsill or wherever. And I feel like I don't know if they take up the game again, but I wanted to be like pop up out of the window kind of a thing and be like, Odelia, this is really how you kill Gutrung. And I like start teaching her knife like sword moves on Brother Wirt. Be like, don't swing at him like this. You know, you want to really get Gutrung, you gotta you gotta come out there and get him in the, get him in the kidneys. Uh, and start just like getting her attention that way. And playing with her. So I don't know if that's also a child rearing role.
No, I think this one. So
or
she'd already done played that game. So you got to be conspicuous to get her back. You got to draw her attention in.
Okay.
Redirect. She's real entranced with her feet at the moment.
Feet. I feel like I want to scare her. Be like that kind of a scare, not like an actual not actual scare.
You want to surprise
And
her, a spooker with
spook her. I
electrically.
just want to spook her a little bit. And get her to play the game that way. I have to find conspicuous and what it is for me to roll it though.
Perfect. She is a child, so we'll just call it 1.
Cool.
Conspicuous is will based.
Can I? Conspicuous is will based. Thank
Are
you.
you opening it?
Yes.
Okay, so you can't fork anything then.
Well, this was a trait. Can the fact that I sparkle, like, can I
get an advantage?
Can I act particularly glowy?
Kids do love sparkles.
No, because I think she's used to your sparkle.
She's used to my sparkles. Dang it. She's so tough, that lady. All right. You said ob 1?
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah. She's initially like, no, I don't want to play that game. Did you know that your brain goes to your feet? And then it's like, you got to get him in the kidneys. And she's like, what's a kidney? Okay.
I'm like, right here. And I draw a little circle on Brother Wirt. And I jab my finger in.
He like laughs in pain, just ah ha ha ah
Funny. And then she goes up behind you. She
That's
starts
it.
poking really hard. She's like, "Am I getting it?" She's just like
A
Thankfully, she's
little
missing
higher.
a bug.
Yes,
Yep.
there you go.
she's just like jabbing at your back.
That's great.
She's
Ward
laughing,
has
having a
healthy
great
kidneys.
time.
They can take a poke. That's fine.
Okay,
Um,
perfect.
yeah.
But I mean, you three are the only ones in the house for a while.
How did you get in my house? I guess she let you in.
let you in?
Listen.
Yeah,
Where's
We
Alden?
broke in. You're
he went.
yeah.
To the,
Where's your
Yeah, he
husband?
went.
square.
Oh, that's yes. Okay, good.
He has
I
the
feel
trait
like-
absent father. You feel like what?
I forced him to stay. I'm like, Alden, you have to help me with this. And I'm like smashing things, and he gives me all the little pieces.
Yeah. I thought you meant like stay at the house. And I
No.
was like, no, but yeah, yep. He's helping you. He like runs back for a moment as you're playing this game. Alden
Mhm.
slams open the door, runs to a bedroom, comes out with a bundle of sheets, and runs out the door.
I've just got like Odelia on my shoulders, and like we're fighting, and then like he opens the door, we freeze.
No, put your fingers up his nose. That's not. Yeah, you gotta tear him up like this.
Okay, perfect. Well, let's hop over to one unconscious. What is it? I cannot for the
Martine.
life of me
Martine.
remember his name. Martine. He is unconscious on the ground.
So I think Ada is. I guess no one else paid attention to what Martine was saying, but Ada remembers.
She's got
And
a
so
long memory.
She's got a long memory, longer than a goldfish. Okay, so she makes her way over to Martine, who I guess is now just lying in the snow, and I think she kind of nudges him a little bit to see if he wakes up easily.
Yeah,
He
you nudge
does.
him. He's like, "Oh,
Okay.
uh,
She's once again like using her hammer as a little staff to hold herself up, and is kind of like peering down at him and says,
wait, I had the worst nightmare. I just, and then he like,
"Martine, I don't care." And she's got her blank face, cold voice. She just says, "You said something about a duchess. Who is she? When is she arriving?"
uh, she's the Duchess of the Valley. Yeah, she oversees everything. And, I don't know when I sent for her. I thought she could be a mediator.
You sent for her?
Like you said you were having problems, and you went up to. I thought I knew it would be the right thing to do. I am the whatever my official position in this town is.
Woj.
Woj. So whoa, I am in charge. I will send for the Duchess if I want to.
Yes, I think the Duchess will have much to say about your complete loss of control of your own village.
Yeah, I don't know if she would say that. I think she'd say, Mark.
Oh, you haven't lost control? Do you know what's going on in this village? And Ada like is peering down, and I think she's like she like lifts up her hammer and kind of like slams it down right next to his head where he's still lying. And she looks down.
There's no need for that, Ada. He's just like getting more and more nervous. He's trying to get up.
I think something like passes over her for a second, and she looks confused and like just is stuck in thought before she's like, of course." She suddenly turns like so friendly, and she like leans down, grabs his hand, pulls him up, slings a big brawny arm around his shoulder, and she's like, "You know what, Martine? I think we need some drinks. It's been a long day, and we need to get things ready for the Duchess." And she starts marching him back to his house.
Please make an, I want to say inconspicuous. No, yeah, inconspicuous to like play off what just happened of like, forget that, we're good now.
Yeah, I
Unless
have
you have another
inconspicuous.
skill. Okay.
Do I have another skill that's better? Probably not. I think I just have falsehood, but I think I won't. I won't use that. I think inconspicuous is better. I would like to fork in persuasion.
Yeah.
I think that makes sense.
I
Trying to
mean,
be
I think
friendly.
he's sort of inclined to forget what just happened, so I think it'll just be
Okay,
like an ob too.
up to yeah. Well, I only have 2 dice inconspicuous, so that's why we're forking.
Okay.
Fork persuasion, and
You have soothing.
I don't have soothing platitudes, but
You
I
want to
think we're gonna.
open soothing platitudes? This could also be a soothing platitudes.
Yeah, but I'd be much worse at that because I
Okay.
think that's will, and my will is 4, and I can't fork into that. So, I think maybe she'll fork in falsehood and say, when I was a young gal gallivanting across the plains of wherever, I stumbled upon a party for a lord, one might say, and I just think I just have just the thing to help with this duchess. Make sure we make a good impression, and yeah, we'll go with that. You said ob 2.
Mhm.
Okay, inconspicuous. We'll do 2 forks. Base ob 2. Oh yes, right on.
Okay. He he's you see just like some confusion in his eyes as you like change on a dime, but he's like he like gets up, is like he's like still wet from the snow, but he's like trying to pat himself dry. And he's like, I don't know if I would like your help, but I think that I don't really have a choice. So I think that you can come and I don't know if you're the most knowledgeable on hospitality, but if you really feel strongly, you can. I can show you a thing or two about how to run a
Oh,
city around
you're
here.
so kind, Martine. I would love to learn. Let me get you. Got a little schmutz on you. She kind of like pats his face like a little hard, too.
Yeah.
Brushes off some snow, like kind of whacks him on the back a couple times as she leads him over. And she's kind of like, so what kind of drinks are we thinking? Wine from the south, beer from the mountains. I mean, do you have anything alcoholic at all?
Uh, yeah.
Because we cannot serve a duchess without drinks.
We have water. I
As
might
you're
have some tea.
as you're leaving the town squares, right over here, so they don't even have meat. What do you expect them to have, Ada?
You turn around just as she like throws a torch at this effigy, and it's like fire just comes billowing up, and he's like, and he like runs into his house.
I turn him down. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I follow him into his house. I think. Let's see. Morrine, do you want to do something? I want to just plan my next steps a little bit.
We'll hop back over as you yell about meat.
Yeah, I think I set this effigy on fire. I'm like, job's done. I clap my hand on Alden's hand.
You do this?
I think that's what that's
Alden
called.
is
Abby.
traumatized beyond belief.
Good job, Alden. High five.
Like, well, it's certainly something. I think if this is what you're going for, though, so I think you did a great job, honey.
Thanks. You're always so supportive. I appreciate it.
That's my trait. It's listed right under absent father. Speaking of our child, um, where is she? Is she at the
Oh,
house?
she's
I
back
saw
at the
her. Yeah.
house. They headed back to the house. It's fine.
We should go check on them.
Sure.
Unless you
It's
want
the
to.
duel of the cool uncles.
We don't have to. I mean, they are good babysitters, right? We could go.
I don't know. They're both kind of weird, so let's go check on her.
They're weird in opposite ways, so
This
they'll
is true. Like, it cancels out. Yeah,
even
yeah,
out
yeah.
in the middle.
That makes sense. No, we can go check on him. I want lunch anyway.
Okay, perfect.
Just casually want lunch after this effigy. Oh my goodness.
Okay, so you guys, you stroll back in. You open the door to see Odelia, like, fingers. She's on Wirt's shoulders, fingers in a nostril, pulling up. Brother Wirt is like running around.
Ragaire's like, yes.
And Ragaire's like, harder. Pull his nostrils.
You cannot suffer Gutrang to live. He is your mortal enemy.
Yeah, and then Odelia's like, I got him. She like fake stabs you through the heart, and then you play dead, and she runs up and she's like, Mom, I got Gutrang. I
You
got
got
him.
him. You're doing better than me, Odelia.
And she just does like a,
Do you want lunch? Are you hungry?
oh boy, am I.
Yeah, let's make some
Let
lunch.
me have something not parsnip.
I think we're out of parsnips, so you should be golden.
Hey, Mom, did you know brains go to feet?
Brains don't go to your feet, honey.
Brother Wirt says they go to your feet. But he
Brother
has
Wirt
soft
doesn't know
kidneys, so
everything
I
about
don't know.
everything. Don't trust that man.
Oh wow. He's coming
I don't
right
know.
out with
He's
that.
real smart, I think. He's a lot smarter than the other guy.
Which other guy?
Me.
Brother
Oh,
Poophead.
Wilfred.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, he was temporary. You didn't like him?
No.
We
He asked
don't.
me weird questions.
We don't ever have. What kind of weird questions?
He's just saying stuff like, I don't know. He just kept asking me how I felt about things. I don't know what uh what the god?
What's a god?
Yeah. He
I
was
am not the right person to ask about that, Odelia.
okay. I thought you knew a lot of things.
I do know a lot of things. A god.
Not everything.
Well, okay. A god is something that some people make up to make them feel better about how they're living their lives.
Oh. Oh, so he must have just been
It's like
sad.
a fairy tale. Yeah.
Okay. But he's weird. I think he needs a friend.
Maybe I'll go
I
visit
don't
him.
I don't want to be his friend.
Says you don't have to be his friend. Let's go make the lunch.
He strolls into the kitchen with you.
Where it's just like
seconds, yeah.
one tear laying on the ground.
Couple seconds later, maybe like 20 seconds later, you hear, not a parsnip! And then like throws a parsnip out of the kitchen.
This isn't a parsnip. This is a potato. They're different.
Okay, perfect. So, let's see. And we'll wrap up that scene. And the rest of the next lunchtime hours, not very eventful. Did you, Ada, back with Martine, he's sort of running around. You realize that you've thought about this way more than him. He was just like, I'll send for the Duchess and then she'll come. That was the extent of his. She's like, she's never been here. He's like, do you think we need this party? And then he's like, maybe this was a mistake.
Yes, Martine, it was a mistake, but we're gonna live with it now. I think Ada, though, like she lets him run around for a bit. She like kind of helps, but not really. She doesn't really care. And so eventually she like just kind of grabs him by the scruff of his neck, by the back of his tunic, and kind of says, Martine, we need to talk. Even though talking to you is consistently almost entirely useless, I do hold out hope every time that you'll be able to help me.
I know. I pride
And
myself
kind
in the not.
plops him down at a table and like sits next to him before she turns her chair and looks at him and says, Martine, I'm going to lay myself bare for you in the hope that you can help me and my friends. And in good faith, I am telling you earnestly that there is something deeply wrong with your village, and we will help you deal with it and help you with this Duchess if you will but help us. Something was wrong in that manor and what Lord Stravitt was doing. The cult of Taurot was somehow connected to it all. Please tell me what is going on, or else you will force my hand. And she's got one hand on her hammer.
I mean, this sounds like an interrogation if I've ever heard of one.
I will make that test.
Okay. Let's see. So the ob is will exponent. Okay. Plus any disadvantages.
Yeah. Well, I don't have interrogation, so it's going to be double out penalty.
Okay.
um, which I don't think I can. Yeah,
Well, here, let me
definitely
tell you the
can't beat.
ob first.
Isn't it 5? I think we already know his will.
Do you? Have you done anything?
I think we've
against him?
tried to persuade him.
I think we tried to. I have an interrogation being learned, so I feel like we tried to interrogate him once.
That was to that. I think
You
that was to
interrogated
somebody
Lord
else.
Stravitt.
Yeah.
You. What did you do? I think it was no. That was. I think you tried to will against Angar when you're trying to convince people, like the townsfolk versus him. Let's see. His will is just 4,
Okay.
but let's see. He has a belief that makes him amenable, and he has an instinct that makes him amenable.
Does he have amenable to other options?
Does he have amenable to other options? I do not think so.
That would be amazing.
But
yeah, I mean, I think she's trying to be as friendly as possible.
you become unfriendly, I think you will get this instinct. If you are friendly, you will not get this instinct penalty.
I feel like forcing your hand, that's
Yeah, it
that's a
didn't feel
threat.
very friendly.
No.
I guess she's
I'll tell
doing
you this. Yeah, his
attempting to do
instinct
it.
is when trapped. So
I mean, he is trapped in with
Yeah,
her specifically. That was the intent
yes, perfect.
of leading him back to his house.
So we'll say ob 2.
Wow, I can actually potentially get this now. Let's see. Can I have a situational advantage for having been friendly to him in the past? Probably being the most amenable and talkative of the group that he's interacted with.
I don't know. I don't think that counts because you're distinctly interrogating him, not.
Can I have an advantage then for the fact that we just strung up his lord and let them get beat to death?
I think that would probably count then, yeah.
That was my other one. Okay.
The
So I'll
generalized
take...
disdain for authority, you can have that.
yeah. Okay. Perfect. So that will put me at 5. Let me open this lovely skill up.
His will.
Interrogation. Yes. It is will, most unfortunately.
You're so willful.
I am. See, the thing is, she is willful, but not in the sense of the game. Okay, so let's roll this then. I have one advantage. I'm gonna spend a persona. So 1 Artha and base ob. We said 2 is the base ob.
Mhm.
Okay, 2 is the base ob. Additional ob 0. Ugh, there's a 6. I'll just spend a fate just to see what
Gotta
happens.
see.
8 into the remaining ob of 12. That's what I almost put in. Dice 1. Ugh,
Oh, so
Oh,
close.
so close. Okay. This is
perfect.
about to get very fun.
So you can see him just about break. He holds on. You can see him holding back, and then you see it finally break. And he begins to tell you the story. He says, it all started with that strange man, and he gets about that far before there is a voice that sort of like comes from the door. Apparently, the door was not closed, or it was opened at some point when you didn't notice. Um, and you turn and you see Angar standing in the door, and he says, um, Martine, I think you should go. I need to speak with Ada. And he says, and you turn, and before like you can look back, he's like run upstairs, and he's like, and he like closes the door.
Oh my gosh. Okay, Ada is so not happy
Fired
right
up.
now. I think her face, she just completely shuts down and looks at um, Angar and says, Angar, I thought you knew better than to get in my way. Again, do you need to learn another lesson?
No,
Do you want to talk? She gestures to the table.
I don't think it will be long. Um, I I just wanted to say you've done a lot in this town recently, and I think you've done enough. Where you
Ada stands up, starts laughing in like a really sort of cold, false way, and she says, No, Angar, you've done enough. She lifts her hammer and she swings at him.
Let's go.
Straight.
Night
I think
rules.
she just goes for the chest, for the stomach.
okay?
Oh my gosh, the session.
Bloody versus or what? Are you looking to like kill or what?
Yeah, I think she's really upset with him.
Okay.
She's not herself, so I think she's very I think not to kill, but definitely unconscious bloody pulp.
Okay, perfect.
So close enough.
Well, let's just
That's
do bloody
oof.
versus then.
Okay.
He
It's
does
not gonna be
not
great for
have
me.
his mallet. Um,
Yeah, I don't remember. I don't have
bloody
it pulled
versus.
up.
Okay, here we go. He's going to be using bare fists.
So I have a weapon range advantage.
Do you?
Yeah, I'm using my hammer. It's long.
But longer weapon when appropriate, shorter weapon when appropriate. What's appropriate?
Do you want to roll for
No.
initiative, basically?
No. It's fine. You're not in like a confined area. You're just inside. So you can take that advantage. Versus armor. He's not armored. It doesn't matter. So I think you just have one advantage to attack. I don't think you have a shield. Do you have armor?
I do have armor.
What do you have?
Gambison.
Okay, so you have a +1 advantage to defend. Higher reflexes?
I have a
His
reflex of 4? Yeah.
his reflex. Where is it?
There's a good chance it's 4. It's either 3 or 4, probably.
Why is this not listed? Will,
It'll
perception,
be with mortal wound
power with mortal wound
or hesitation, maybe.
is 3. So I think yours
It's
is higher
3.
then,
Oh,
right?
yeah, I have higher. Yeah.
So +1. You guys probably have the same stride as a
Yeah,
7.
we're both human.
And then fork.
Blind rage. No, I don't have any forks. Do I have any forks? No.
Their pitch for what they're about.
I guess he's just using brawling.
If he's fighting with
Are
his fists.
do you smell like a horse? Can you use horsewise?
No. Don't smell like a horse.
Um,
Can I use blacksmithing? I'm trying to beat him like metal.
you want a blacksmith off?
No, but I will.
Okay, great. He has some call-on traits. Let me see if they matter. Hardened? Sounds like it might. But it could also mean anything else.
Who knows?
Well, he only has the 2, so he has to do 1 and 1. How are you gonna split them up?
Let's see. I have 2 plus. I've got 1 free one in defense. Then I've got longer weapon and greater reflexes, so 4. I'm just gonna do 1 defense, 4 attack.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, none of those matter. Okay, so how about you attack first then?
Sure. Let's see. Hammer with 2 advantage. And no Artha. Aesop will put in 0 for now. Oh,
Oh my
roll
god.
fate, roll fate. I don't fucking care.
Oh no.
Oh man. Oh, I'm so
Sean, I
excited.
feel like you just toss in those fate because you got the points to spend.
I do,
Yeah,
yeah.
he's
I'm
doing it.
tossing them
Stack
in.
'em.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
There's gonna be death.
Oh, I didn't even
Oh.
get anything. Dang. That's his defense.
Yep.
Okay, so you have to get over, so 2 extra, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which means you could increase.
You can do a mark.
I think I
Yeah.
can
Here's
Yeah.
his
go from incidental to mark,
Attack.
but it's bloody versus, so it's a little different.
Oh yeah.
hero.
Perfect.
Yeah, and I'll just roll for the sake of it, but
Nice.
that was a success.
Okay, so one side hits. So you do apply wound result per the weapon rules.
Yeah, but it's bloody versus, so we don't.
Yeah, that's in
If
bloody
only-
versus.
Yeah, but if only one side hits.
I mean, the fight's
the-
over, but you still apply.
Oh,
your-
Still
yeah.
do mark, yeah.
Yeah, we'll do mark, which my mark for my hammer is a B8.
It's a big one.
Mark from the hammer is pretty hefty. I
You
like
broke
break
some
quite a
ribs.
few ribs.
Oh my
yeah.
Is
God.
this serious? Is that what SE is?
Severe.
Severe.
Severe,
Severe?
yeah. Which you can die
It's a
from if
minus
no one treats you.
3D penalty.
Yes. It's
So if
amazing.
he has
Like
any
something
3
fierce.
stats, he's actually dead.
If he
He's
has
incapacitated.
any-
He's unconscious.
Yeah, unconscious.
If he has any
all stats are reduced.
Yes.
Or he has numb, which I think makes that not as terrible. What is it?
While Logan looks
Um,
up numb, I would like to point out that we got our first bits ever for you escalating to violence, Sean. So good job.
We got our first what ever?
Our first
Oh.
bits, it's like
Thank
That
you.
is
Yeah.
amazing.
So you can thank Salvage Bar for those bits.
Thank you so much. I'll
No,
promise
he's
to be
still
filled with
affected by
rage
that.
more often.
Well, you reduce his. He has a stat that's 3, so I think he's
Perfect.
down.
Unconscious.
Is he unconscious or is he dead?
No, they're not dead unless they suffer a mortal wound.
Okay. I thought you
Or they
died
bleed out
when
from
you're...
severe.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Well, he's
Which,
bleeding.
I mean, the likelihood is high, and Ada is
Did it
not
bleed
gonna
out from
help it.
severe or from traumatic?
Severe. It must be tended to before the conclusion of the scene.
It's not gonna be.
Yeah.
Not by me.
Oh no.
It just leaves him in the doorway bleeding out.
Perfect.
Oh my god.
She then, no, she doesn't wipe off her hammer. She then just walks upstairs, her face still, completely unemotional. She is not affected by this at all. Goes upstairs to Martine, points her hammer at him, and says,
He's in a door.
"Continue."
He's like locked himself in a room.
I break down that door.
You like hit it once, and he's like, "Wait!" And he like opens the door.
I point my hammer at him and I say, "Tell me everything you know. Now."
He's sobbing. He's like, "This man. He came into town. He wanted to. I didn't want to talk to him. And others talked to him. He promised us food. That we haven't had food for so long. He just left. He left. He went up to the manor and then he never came back.
What was his name?
I don't know. I don't know. He was the old man he had," and she describes like a old man, but then she's like his eyes were white. He had like a weird scar. He describes
I don't
a
think I
pretty
know what
distinct person.
Gutrung, looks like, but I'll remember.
I described Gutrung because I wanted you to keep an eye out for him when I left the house
to us?
at some point. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Oh, what was
Well,
it?
you never forget, so he describes someone who looks like Gutrung.
Okay, I took that away. Anything else? I went from the scared, horrible man.
He's literally crying on the ground.
So we don't know when the Duchess is coming. We
Nope,
just know
no
she
idea.
has been.
She's
say-
probably never coming.
I look at him and I say, "Good luck with the Duchess," and I walk out the door and step over Angar's body and start making my way back to Morrine's house.
Oh my god.
Back at Morrine's house.
Oh god. Okay, well, after lunch, I think Wirt and Odelia, he would like to invite her to go play catch or something outside. Just, in the backyard, tossing a...
Like, I love catch. I
something.
can't play with my mom.
You can play with me, Odelia.
Okay, you guys go into the back, and she's like, "What's that?" And she points to the mound where you've buried the wife of Lord Strawbit.
I forgot about that. Oh, it's a snow pile. That's so interesting. Wow. Ignore that.
Like, okay.
Do something to distract her.
She's like, "I'll stand on this, and then I can be as tall as you, and we can play catch." And she climbs on top of the snow pile.
That's fine.
Okay.
Okay. So my intent with this
Mhm.
is to discuss gods with Odelia and perhaps convince her of their power. So I would like to give her kind of an introductory. You asked about gods. Well, gods are there to protect us and give us strength and see us through the difficult times in our lives. And here, let's just. I'm a faithful man. I have a patron deity that I pray to. Perhaps she could help you. And I want to get her to throw a ball or a rock or something, whatever we're playing catch with. And then I'm going to say a prayer and bless her fort stat, I assume, or power maybe.
Power, probably.
To have her try and throw it farther. So like the first one, just throw it as far as you can. And then the second one, Okay, here's how far you can throw it with the god's help.
Okay. Perfect.
I don't know if that's persuasion and then faith, or just a faith roll to get
I think it would
the
just be faith.
bless. Okay. So we're gonna go for blessing. That's a ob 3 plus 1d to a stat.
Okay.
If I succeed. Base ob 3. Ooh. Mmm.
We've had some
Ouch.
serious faith problems lately.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're like, okay, Odelia, now I'm gonna bless you and then throw it. And you like do a big show of blessing her, and
Mhm.
she throws it, and it lands right at the feet of Morrine, who just saw you bless her child.
Mhm. 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 Cool. 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 Love this for me.
Mom, remember how you didn't know anything about gods? Turns out Brother Wirt knows a lot.
Morrine gives you that baleful stare. I'm like,
Oof.
Odelia, I have a story to tell you.
What is it?
Do you want me? We can go inside. It's a little cold outside, and I'll tell you the story.
I like this mound though.
I mean, isn't it cold out? It's really cold out. Wouldn't you love some hot water? I bet Ragaire would love to make you some hot water.
I do love Ragaire's hot water.
Chef special.
Let's go get some hot water.
Ragaire blushes to himself inside.
He hears his name.
Perfect. Are you going in after her, or you went with
No,
Brother Wirt
I'm
outside
going in
again?
after her.
Yeah,
Okay.
Ward will go inside as well.
Okay, perfect.
He's not going to be too obtrusive, but he will be a part of whatever conversation this is about to be.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell her a
Yeah.
nice story after she gets we're gonna get cups of hot water all
Yeah.
around.
Ragaire,
Ragaire's
you're
welcome
inside
to
and
listen
you
to
just
the
see
story.
Odelia running. She's like, hot water, hot water, hot water, and she's like running circles around you.
Wirt is gonna put just a little drop of honey in her hot water.
No honey
Ragaire
around here.
switches the cups so that he gets the honey. He's like, that's not how I make this hot water.
Two
Inconceivable.
ingredients: water, hot.
Hot.
Heat.
That's not how this works.
Real question is, when does Ada arrive?
We'll get there.
Okay.
Okay. Yes. So she gets all settled down.
Yeah. I'm gonna tell
In
her
her
this
hot water.
nice story about like there's this little bird who couldn't fly, and this little bird found a big feather, and the little bird put the big feather in their wing, and then they believed that it was magic, so they could fly. And then they lost the big feather at one point, and they thought they couldn't fly again, but they actually could fly again, and they learned that it was all the magic was in them the whole time. That's what God is. God is the feather, and it doesn't actually do anything. It's just what you believe.
Okay. Task intent.
Is storytelling a skill?
Oratory. Yeah.
I have rhetoric.
Child
Oratory's to a group.
Part
Rhetoric.
of me feels like this could be child rearing too, because you can
Oh,
do
yeah, you're
instruction
instilling a value
under
in her.
child
Yeah.
rearing.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just want to toss out. Duel
Yeah.
of Wits is attempting to convince a crowd of a thing, right?
Not a crowd.
Yes.
Well, an audience could be
Yeah.
a person.
Yeah, sure.
It would. I don't feel like the situation is matured enough for a duel of wits.
Okay, that's fair.
I'm
It's not
good with.
gonna like. It's not gonna end everything. On
We're in the
duel.
passive
It'll-
aggressive
yeah.
phase right
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
We'll do
Rhetoric
child-rearing.
is the use of figures of speech, so I'll fork that into child rearing.
Yeah, I think that's applicable. It'll just be 2. What's your intent?
My intent is to be a role model in religion that she hasn't had before, because this hasn't been explained to her, because I assume both of her parents are atheists. It's like, okay, Odelia, we're confronted with an actual issue here. Here's what your parents believe, and so you can be educated about your parental role models and their beliefs.
I won't say this is not gonna like fully convince her, but this
Yeah,
is going to
that's
like
fine.
show
Yeah.
her that this is
Yeah.
what you
Yeah,
think.
that's what I want.
Yeah. Okay. What did I say?
I want it. I want it
Yeah.
purposefully to be a little softer.
Yeah.
Up to so child rearing and all. What else do I got?
Fork in. What'd you say,
Fork in
like, rhetoric or
rhetoric.
whatever?
Soothing platitudes. Can that be used to tell us a nice story, or is
But if
that
it's
more
about
flattery?
her,
This
yeah,
this
it's
didn't
flattery.
sound like a very soothing
Okay.
story.
Kingdom wise, if it's like a folklore tale told across the kingdom.
No, because I think the kingdom's pretty religious.
Oh, okay. Etiquette.
No.
You're really fishing for this, aren't you, Abby?
Okay.
You can always
We
spend
could
Artha.
argue
I
for an
will.
advantage.
I'll spend a persona.
Spending persona on child rearing? My goodness.
You could, yeah.
Apparently, I need to up it, so it's fine.
Who would have thought child rearing
okay.
would become such
What
a
did you say,
useful
2?
skill.
I know. Who thought this would come up a lot?
Routine. Okay. Perfect.
Yeah. She listens intently, and then after you finish, you're like, "What do you think of that?" And she ponders like small children do, where you can tell that they're trying to form thoughts, but they're really bad at thinking. Um, and she's like, "Does that mean you can? That bird had a feather and it didn't do anything, and it could still fly. Does that mean you can just have your arm back because it was inside you the whole time?"
No, no. You're close. You're close.
Okay. And you work with her a little more, and she's like, "Wait, okay, I get it, I think. Okay. So she's like, "So a god is a feather, and then it didn't do anything to the bird."
Mm-hmm.
I don't like that story, Mom. But she listens and she understands, and you can tell she's like connected the dots. Ragaire, what are you doing during all this?
I feel like this is like he does not actively he doesn't dislike what Morrine's saying. So he's just kind of like, humans got to think what they got to think to like get through the day kind of a deal. But I think he, while this is happening, is watching Brother Wirt to see like how he's react. I feel like Ragaire is kind of like, if he feels like Wirt is getting too much traction with Odelia, he'll like step in with an additional tidbit, but he's waiting for that moment kind of a thing. Seems like that hasn't happened yet.
Okay. Well, so Odelia is getting the story. Sort of, she's in the middle of a triangle, like a quite a literal triangle of her mom in front of her, and then Ragaire and Brother Wirt on either side of behind her. And then she just like she ponders the story for a little bit, and then she's like, "Mommy, can we go home? I want friends. Not that I don't like all of you, but you're all really old and you tell me weird stories all the time."
Yeah, we can go home. Do you miss Roger?
No, but I want other children friends.
Okay.
Are there any children in this town?
Ragaire says,
No?
"Yeah, Lucas."
I don't know. If would you like that if I found a friend for you here?
Yeah.
Okay.
And you're a real kid, not just like Ada. And then on cue, bam, door opens. Do you still have your bloody hammer?
Yes. So Ada, this planned out. Okay. Ada, stone cold, opens the door, like opens the door, holding bloody hammer in the other hand. Walks. I don't even know if she walks. Can she? Do you think she can see all of them from the doorway?
I imagine
Probably.
so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably. Okay, yeah. So she opens the door, like looks around, and kind of looks at the three of y'all, like not caring. Then sees Odelia,
Like
and
pops up
like
from the couch.
something like her eyes just like widen a little bit, and then she like lifts her hands up, sees her bloody hammer, throws it to the side, and just kind of like sort of stumbles into the door before like running over to Odelia and just giving her a big hug. And then it's like, oh, Odelia, oh, it's so good to see you. And like puts her back and says, What have you been up to with all of what happened? Why are y'all all crowding around her? What's
Ragaire
going
hands
on?
her a fresh cup of hot water.
We were just telling a story, Ada. An important story, but we just finished.
Ada,
So it's okay.
a story. That Odelia, you know they tell bad stories. Come on. And then she kind of
Hey,
like,
wait, before you do that, she takes the cup of hot, or she almost takes a cup of hot water from you again. She says, I think Ada needs that. She's really, really cold.
I turn around and I say, Ada.
Ada grabs it real quick and just kind of gives you a nod. Oh, Ragaire, your infamous hot water. That's everyone's favorite. Any changes to the recipe these days? I know Wirt's been trying to put honey in there for ages. How do we feel about honey, Odelia? A little sweetness goes a long way, and she gives her a little boop on the nose.
He now
Her
has
bloody
a
hammer is
bloody.
lying in the open doorway.
You have blood on your hands too, right?
I don't
I
think
feel
so.
like
Okay, okay.
Ragaire catches your hand, like either when you're booping or like when you're taking the cold water to like feel your body temperature a little bit.
Uncomfortably cold.
Uncomfortably cold. Cool.
I'm gonna give Alden a little like look. So he goes and grabs the hammer.
He's like,
That
oh,
parent
sure
look.
is cold outside. You like shoves the hammer outside and closes the door.
Ada gives Ragaire a little bit of a look like, oh, a little touchy feely today, Ragaire. You know, I'm always happy to keep you company. And then kind of like swings Odelia around like she normally does and is like throws her into the air like she normally likes. A
You
couple
drink
times.
the hot water?
No.
Okay.
To just distract her for a second, and then sets her down and is like, why don't you go up play outside for a little bit? I need to talk to your mommy about something serious, and then I promise I have a better story than anything your mom has ever told you in your life. And she gives
He's
a little
like,
wink.
yay, I'm gonna go play on the mound. And then she runs out the back door.
That's fine.
That's fine. I'll give Alden a little look. He goes,
Even after her, you're outside. So it's just the four of you in this house.
Wirt is gonna like interject with a cloak or a blanket or something and like toss it around Ada. And if you're cold, please bundle up. We don't need you getting frostbite. That's the last thing this group needs right now. It's been such a stressful
Cold.
morning.
Yeah. You always run cold, Brother Wirt. I know you love to wear all your furs and your clothes, but I am always, moving about. I don't get cold. I don't know what you're talking about. Silly. Anyways, far more important things have happened. Morrine,
Yeah.
apparently Gutrung has been through the village, must have gone up to Lord Stravit. Martine and I had a conversation, unfortunately.
You had a
Perhaps there's-
conversation, unfortunately.
It's Martine. It's always unfortunate when it's
Okay.
Martine.
That's fair.
But perhaps there's more evidence of his tampering up at the manor. despite being burned.
Yeah.
Perhaps there's something else we can find in the cellars.
He might still be in the town too. I don't know. It's worth looking into.
Or nearby.
Yeah.
We could try and see if we can track him. He promised food to the village, but nothing came of it, obviously, and must have
Probably
corrupted
poison food, yeah.
Lord Stravitz's mind or something. I don't know. But and maybe there's a duchess coming to visit. Martine sent a missive out for aid, but did not know what he was getting himself into. So
That is exactly what we need right now.
we'll figure it out. We always do. It puts on a big smile.
Is that all?
I think that's everything important.
Okay, I'm gonna go play with my
Ragaire's
daughter.
like, Ada, where did the bloody hammer come from?
Bloody
Yeah.
hammer. Oh, nothing. I mean, I just had to persuade Martine, and then Angar decided to get involved, but I got him out of the way. It's fine. Why do you care? And her face goes flat again.
Persuade how? Wirt interjects.
I talked to him. Martine is unharmed. I
Who
have an
is
Not
appointment
emotionally unharmed.
with Odelia.
What happened to Angar?
I don't know. I left him in the doorway, but he wasn't bothering me anymore, so that's all that was important.
Left him in the doorway.
Ada like closes off even more, and I think she's like, Wirt, he got in my way, and Martine had information that we needed. Are you going to get in my way? And then she goes out the door and starts to find Odelia.
Oh, they meant go out the door to get your hammer.
No.
Yeah, I'm out the back
We
door
all-
too.
We all hide the hammer.
Wirt is going to run to Martine's house and exit this particular scene.
Perfect. Well, I think they all exit out the other door. So Ragaire, you're just left alone, unless you went out back too.
You're muted.
I feel like Ragaire, Odelia, you know, her parents are here. He feels good. Feels good about that. Feels good that there's enough distractions from Brother Wirt. So Odelia's fine. I think Ragaire wants to go take a look, a scout around the village in the sense of like like listening at doors. I don't know. I feel like he wants to kind of get a sense of like what people are like, what's going on in the aftermath of like this situation. Like, are people hiding? Are people gathering? Are they organized, disorganized? Is there some other rabble rouser? Is there a person that looks like Gutrang? Like that just kind of that low level of like recon.
Yeah. I think that would just be an observation. Perception. Observation. Right? Sean,
I
you
don't
always
know.
tell me
I
Observation
always
is
get
a
it.
versus test against something.
So
yeah,
that
it
would be
depends. I would say if you're
perception?
gonna give a general read, it would be perception. If there's something specific going on that Ragaire can discover, that would be observation.
I would
If you're
say perception then.
specifically, trying to listen in on
Yeah.
something.
Yes.
Yeah, I
maybe.
feel like he doesn't know what to listen in on
Mm-hmm.
yet,
Okay.
because we like really just don't know anybody else besides Martine in this village. We've killed or injured everyone.
Hey, we
There
know
was that one lady who helped us.
Blanca.
Yeah.
Blanca.
You could find her if you want. If you don't want to just go listening around, if you wanted to speak to somebody. Or you could just
I'm
go
not
listen
good
to
at
her.
talking. Yeah. Let's go listen. Let's go. We'll start with Blanca and we'll see what we can hear like
Okay.
her saying.
Yeah,
Lenka,
Lenka.
right? Yeah, Lenka.
Lenka. Oh,
Um,
sorry.
Lenka.
Lanka.
Forgotten about her.
Or you could roll circles, find someone new,
That's true.
someone that you
How does
have already met. Like, it doesn't have to even been on camo, but you can like roll circles and be like that person that I talked to at the market 3 days ago.
Okay. I've never rolled circles. We
It's
can
so
try that.
fun.
I
One of the
love circles.
best. Yeah, one of the best
It's the
skills in
best
the game.
ever, yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Let's
So
do it for learning.
for learning, so circles. Where are you in this book?
And for you, Sarah, circles is right under attributes.
I see. So I have 3.
Nice.
Oh, that's
That's
really
good.
high.
Yeah.
Oh
Is
my
that?
god.
Yeah.
That's so high. Where is circles in this book?
It's like in the end.
In the spokes.
I technically also have a relationship in this village. We haven't played into her at all, but Calthea is a relationship that I bought.
Oh, well, you can just go find her then.
Yeah, if you have a relationship.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't found her. Like, I haven't found her in this village yet. So we could do if we wanted to do circles to like locate
I think you
her,
can
kind of a
always
thing.
find your relationships.
Unless
Yeah, you
there's a
can.
story
Okay.
reason that you can't.
So
Well,
you just have not
I had
gone and
Go
done
ahead.
the time to do it, but you can do it.
yes.
Like, not you, Sarah, haven't done it, but like Ragaire just hasn't done it yet, but like he can
Mhm.
go find her if he wants to.
Okay. Well,
That's
I
probably
kind of
the-
want to roll circles. We'll see how that goes, and then we can pull in Calthea.
Page
the
380.
circles is
Logan.
like
Yeah.
380. Wow.
It's
Yeah.
in the weirdest place.
So you try to find. It's easiest to find people that are in your same life paths or professions, basically.
But it's
Which-
actually harder
Yeah.
for you to do that, I think.
Yeah.
Because you're in exile, but that's fine.
Same station, rank, or social class is also easier. Is the most basic.
Occupation. They don't. It's just broad, probably. Great.
Yeah, or just a broad occupation would just be like villager.
Okay.
Or wife.
Lower rank. Same. Wait. Lower rank station or class +1 ob. Why would that be?
So your ob starts as 1.
Because if you're a noble looking for a specific kind of peasant, you don't have the connections.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Whatever.
Or I guess they're
but-
afraid of being in trouble.
Yeah,
think
Ragaire's
it's also-
exile, so I think Ragaire's at close to the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think this will just be base on 1. Like, you don't need anyone
Yeah.
in particular. It doesn't matter
Cool.
time and place. You're not
You just
in
need
trouble.
someone with
I-
the specific disposition of willing to talk to you. Which is
Yeah.
specific disposition is +3, but you could say maybe just +2. And time and place, you could say doesn't matter.
Yeah. We'll say just ob 2 then, because I don't think you need them to have like a super specific disposition, unless you want them to be like you don't even want to have to check to get them to trust you. They already do. They're willing to talk to you. Then that would probably be ob base 1 2 +2 to get them to like already be your friend essentially. So it'd be ob 3.
Is there? You can't fork anything into circles, right? Because it's just a totally different. It's an attribute.
Reputations can help you.
Yeah.
And affiliations, but that's it.
My affiliations. Well, let's just go for the harder test, the bigger payoff.
Appropriate wises can be used as link tests for circles.
Roadwise.
Roadwise, Logan. Roadwise.
I want to find a Cartwright.
What if I'm like, I know that gypsies come on this road? That doesn't even help me. How in the? I know this road sees a lot of traffic. Oh, everybody who comes into the village has to come through this road. So I know that people who live on this road probably see more than people who don't. I don't know. I'm just being crazy now.
Probably not.
Oh,
Okay.
I would award
I
that.
had to just.
I liked
I
it.
had to
actually.
try
yeah.
at least once.
Mainly because I didn't want to have to come up with an op for that for the lane test.
yeah.
But we'll just. I'll let you fork it this one time. Throw all the rules out. You can fork road-wise.
Yes, I've worn him
You
down.
know what? You're gonna get a
okay.
stern talking to by
By Sean.
Mr. Luke Crane.
I'm gonna pop and be like, "That's
I'm
not how
gonna
you play
do
this game."
So we
You know
said
what? He
base
made
op
that
3.
horrible guy. though.
Oh no.
Difficult.
You got a 6.
You got 6?
All right, we'll re-roll it. I'll spend a fate.
Nice.
Nice.
Ah,
And if you name them, then you get a +1 to find them in the future.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I want to talk to Ivan.
Ivan. Okay.
Crazy Ivan.
No,
Good.
no.
Easy, Ivan.
Easy, Ivan.
This is Ivan on the road.
Oh, Ivan on the road. Okay.
Traveling Ivan.
Related to Jenny down the way?
Yeah.
Ivan on the road. What is that? Avon on something?
Stratford upon
Stratford on Avon.
Stratford upon Avon. That's
You find good old Ivan. He is. What is he? He is somebody who just. He's like a vagabond. He just travels around, not doing anything. He doesn't really have any skills.
Mm-hmm.
Just a mosier. Maybe he came
Spends
in
a
on the
lot of-
caravan. He came in on the caravan
Okay.
that you were on, and he's just hung around. You find him at Angar's house.
Obviously.
He's like
I'm
out
like-
in the little shop. Like you
Uh-huh.
hear the doors are open and he's in there. Like you hear something fall and you hear someone like curse and then like he hops out of the shed like on one foot. It's like, and he's like, "Oh, it's this stupid hammer! I don't know who made those things so heavy." Oh,
I didn't need that foot anyway.
I didn't need that foot anyway. Ragaire, what are you doing standing out in the cold? You goofball, get in here! And he like grabs you. He's very touchy. It's like pulls
He's a
you
very
inside.
affable man.
He's like, "Oh, Ragaire, I haven't seen you so long. I've got such a good gig here. I'm an apprentice now. You hear, Ragaire? I've got a job going for me. I'm good old this Angar Smith. I wore him down. He was a little
You don't have a
He's a
job
little rough.
anymore, buddy. Sorry.
a little rough. He didn't want me around, but I wore him down. I'm his apprentice now. I'm gonna learn to be a blacksmith, Ragaire.
Ragaire takes a sip from whatever beverage I'm assuming he was handed while he was telling me all this, and he's like, "I have a feeling you're gonna get promoted soon." He puts
Congratulations, Ivan. You're the owner of a new blacksmith.
Now, Ragaire always speaks so cryptically, but what are you doing out here? What pleasure do I have?
And he's like-
this meeting to thank.
He's like, strange things have been happening in this town, Ivan. Is this
Oh, you don't
is
gotta
this
tell me
normal? Is this what humans are like? What's like what has what's
I've been to
everyone
a
been
fair share of my
saying?
towns. I've never really seen quite like what your friend did out on that square. That's a little.
I
that's
thought
not
it was
great.
a little
I'm
weird
gonna
too.
be honest, Ragaire. That's not great. That's sort of frowned upon, I think, sometimes. You can't just kill people. There's due process. You gotta. I'm familiar with the law. Okay, I'm a studied
Yeah, how does
man.
he know that?
Ragaire is just like nodding.
Yeah,
And he's
you gotta
like,
go
"Well,
through
what
the
are you-
proper channels. There's justices and and there's yeah. I can tell you all about people, Ragaire. I'm an expert, if you.
He's like, "Well, I'm glad I have you because this is all new to me." And he's like, well, like Ivan, one of the villagers been saying, like, what do they think? The Duchess is coming. I don't even know elves don't have duchesses. No one wants to talk to me because I'm an elf, and everyone thinks I'm weird.
Oh yeah, she's coming all right there. That's what that that dweeb man said before he fainted in the snow. Uh, I mean, duchesses, they're a little bit like dukes,
Don't know. Don't have those.
Okay, well they're like dukes. That's what they do. They're in charge of things and stuff, and they're real fancy, those folks. But she's coming. Those townspeople, they don't like that. I heard one of them say she hasn't been here in years. Is
Oh.
that unusual? Boy, is it! I'll tell you that.
Okay. And Ragaire's like, and have you seen anybody with like white hair and a scar and white eyes? Just asking casually.
No, I haven't seen
Heard he's
anybody like
bad
that.
news.
I've made my way around this town a couple times, and I haven't seen anybody quite like that. That's a looker of man right there. I'll tell you that.
Well, if you see anybody like that, Ivan, I'm gonna need you to tell me because I'm gonna tell you right now, he's not good. He's not a good man.
Okay, I'll take him out if I see him. I know my way around a sword.
Another thing falls from a shelf. I think Ragaire is just like, well, let me know, like, if anything, like, I guess if anything changes, or if you've heard of like, if you hear of anything, kind of any trouble heating up.
Okay,
I'm
okay,
always the
I
last
get
to
what you're
know, and I'm
saying.
counting on you.
I'll go do an ocular pat down, scope out, maybe make a consort roll or two of this town, see what I can scoop up. I'm on a mission. You see, I like this, Ragaire. We need to partner up more often, but I'll come let
And
you know when
he's like, Ragaire like nods and like does like awkward pat on shoulder, and then just leaves.
Okay, you hear a couple more things fall to the ground as you're leaving.
And I shake my head, and I'm like, Ada's gonna have to get in here if there's gonna be any blacksmithing in this town.
There weren't. You run through the town square to Martine's house, pausing just for a moment to look at the burning effigy off in the corner.
Take a mental snapshot of that and continue on.
It's gorgeously
perfect.
crafted.
You see Martine's house looks normal, except for the fact that the door's open. There's a grown man and a large pool of red blood melting the snow around his head.
Just vital signs. What do we got?
Um, do you have a skill? Maybe
Bloodletting.
medicine? Well, he's already letting blood.
Otherwise, no, I don't think I
He's
have.
letting blood, all right.
I've started anatomy.
You've started. I don't.
That's the only vaguely applicable thing I think I have.
Let me flip to this real quick because I think this obstacles for wound treatment by skill. Okay, let's say you can use field dressing, bloodletting, or I guess that's to actually heal, to actually see how he's doing.
Yeah.
I mean, looking at him, you can tell he's not great. If you want to actually get more information, probably I would say medicine, unless you have a different skill you would like to argue for. I don't think bloodletting would work.
I do have a different skill that I would like to argue for. As a matter of fact, that skill is faith. I would like to I assume that as you're laying on the ground bleeding out,
Yeah.
as a character, you would be making health tests, skill tests, some kind of test.
No,
It's
not until he's healing, but he doesn't heal because he's unconscious.
Okay.
There's a blood clock is ticking, but he can't do anything about it himself.
Oh, yikes.
Yeah, he can't take a test until he's been treated with something.
We're gonna treat him with a minor miracle is what we're gonna do.
Oh boy. Okay.
Uh, dear Lord, Lady above, please don't let this man bleed out on these stairs. Just keep the lungs moving air, please.
Move him out there and let him bleed
Oh,
out.
they're
out there.
moving air. You can hear it whistling out of his chest.
Yeah, exactly. We're not spending any Artha on this. That's an ob 5. Hey!
Whoa! 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 Whoa!
Nice. There we go.
Okay.
So I don't have any specific intent outside of that man does not die here.
Yeah. We'll consider that as a like he's been treated. Like he's not actively bleeding out.
Mm-hmm.
He's fine. Well, he's not fine, but he's not on the path to death. He's at least not moving forward on it.
Okay, that's all we're looking for. We're gonna put him inside the house and close the door.
Yeah. Okay.
And
Perfect.
Wirt hasn't spoken to anybody at the Abbey yet.
Mm-mm.
So I think he's gonna head back to the Abbey. He's gonna make that trek.
Okay. Just by himself?
Yeah, he's just gonna go straight from Martine's house, and he's gonna go, and it takes him a half hour, 40 minutes, whatever, to get there and try and rally the militant faithful.
Okay. Perfect. You can get there. Sort of like as it's becoming dark, as the sun is like setting and the moon is coming up. As an
Mhm.
eventful day. We'll pick that up next time. But as the moon rises, and our good friends here make some rolls. Fort, I believe.
Oh God.
Fort.
I have so many of these dumb fort rolls.
Your fort's gonna go up so fast.
No, because they're all challenging. I was gonna say we could technically get help on rolls, on stat rolls, with stats.
You just have to confess to somebody that you're not feeling awesome, and then we can help you. But
If you want to do that, we'll put a pause on this and you can play that out before you make the roll next time.
What's the ob?
5.
So tired of that.
Maybe
op
we
vibe.
want to do that. Maybe we want to do that.
Okay, that's what we'll do. The moon rises and the panic look comes across both of your faces. You're not entirely sure why, but you did not feel good last time you saw the moon. So you look at each other nervously and we will get up there next time. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Woo!
Wonderful.
I'm happy with Ada's choices.
Okay, let's do Artha real quick.
yeah,
Okay.
Perfect. A belief that drove the game forward.
I think that applies to everyone.
yeah.
Yeah.
We all
Um,
acted on lots of new things.
Yeah. Well, we'll go through. Morrine, any beliefs? And how many?
My third one, well, actually, maybe just Gutrung, because we found out more about him, and I feel like I'm primed to actually do something about it now. But I think the family stuff is more my instinct, less my belief so far.
I would say you can get a fate for it.
Okay.
Just because you, did not let her stay out with what's his face.
Yeah. Okay.
You were like,
Sure. Yeah, that's fair.
come in here. Perfect. Ada.
Okay, so I think definitely Angar Smith done with that belief.
I think you can probably take a persona for that one. You can take a persona if you want to be done with it. You did sort of get rid of him, but maybe his influence. I guess he can't have influence if he's not here.
Ada assumes she left him for dead, so in her mind, also he's weakened for at least
3 months.
1 to 3 months.
Yeah, a long
So
time.
if in
Yep.
that time she can't kind of annul his influence, I think it's useless. Plus, I'm tired of that belief, so I would like to get rid of it.
Perfect. Take this one.
Then let's see. I think I would like to be done with the cult must be stopped. I'll find the root cause of tower rot. I think that has been wrung dry.
You can
so if
take
we
a
want
fate for
fate
it. I
for
don't
that
know.
one,
Yeah, and then you can rewrite
yeah,
it. Or like
because
just
I
drop it into
think
a new one.
that was like Martine. Sort of the Martine situation was her trying to wring the last little bit
Yeah.
out of that, and finally, I think Martine is just totally useless in her eyes now.
Perfect.
And that'll cover me.
Brother Wirt.
Odelia is the heir to the monarchy. He was very much interacting with Odelia and trying to build that bond.
Take that fate.
Fate, yep. And I think that's it for my beliefs.
Hey, Ragaire.
Adelia, I don't think is done, but I think I've started on that. And I mean, I feel like my instincts, the feeling strange, that will all come up in the next session. So I really feel like it was mainly Odelia.
Perfect. An instinct that made your life difficult.
No, I didn't have to draw my sword on it, or not draw my sword on anyone. I guess I didn't do it to Brother Wirt, but
I
no,
don't
not
have
really.
one.
I would argue that when someone is holding a sword, it's best to let them have their way.
Or threatening to hold their hammer. Yeah. You think
That's
do you
a
think
very mild
generosity is
threat.
the key to a well-lived life, and you're gonna always offer aid?
If I'm asked for help, none of them asked for my help.
Okay, perfect.
I'm sick. Okay, be nice to me.
I'm sick. Oh my goodness.
Playing a character trait that sends the story in an interesting or unforeseen direction.
My new
feel like
trait,
Ada.
one track mind, could have been when I set up that effigy, because that opened a path for a lot of stuff to happen.
That was unforeseen.
Yep.
It was unforeseen. That's
Truly.
true.
Truly unforeseen.
You can definitely get one for gossip, Sean.
For gossip.
You talked his ear right off with that hammer.
I think I really tried to play into my special infected trait.
Yeah,
1,000
it was
yard
good.
stare.
Yep,
So
yep,
I
yep,
would,
yep.
grab that.
Brother Wirt.
I don't know about unexpected direction, but I think infallible religious logic, perhaps diffusing with, well, no, not really diffusing, but with trying to convince Odelia about the value of gods.
Yeah, sure. You can take that one. And then Ragaire.
Nah, I don't feel like I did anything unexpected. I mean, I tried to talk to people with circles, but that's not a trait.
I mean, it doesn't have to be unexpected. It's just sort of like unforeseen or interesting.
Something
like,
that flavors the story.
Yeah, something that was different because you played up a trait.
Yeah. I feel like your whole interaction with
I'm
Wirt
blanking.
was quite aggressive. Intense.
That's true. I was trying to be a little aggressive, predatory.
I mean, yeah, I read that as you
Got
playing
those
towards a
vibes,
trait.
yeah.
Okay,
Okay, great.
and that's my answer.
In character game stopper.
Mm-mm. None for humor,
No,
many
yeah,
for
not for
drama.
humor.
Not funny this time around.
Logan gets
definitely
a point for
stopped
being
A
Odelia.
character in game Let's see.
I think for having a skill to make the story
before we
go, hammer.
I
Child
don't know about
rearing?
that one.
No.
I don't think.
Child rearing.
I don't know about that.
No, you can take one for road-wise, Sarah. Because you would have failed that circle roll if you didn't have
That's
it, and
true.
then you wouldn't have got to make my new
It's
favorite
true.
character. So.
Oh my god.
Okay.
I'm so happy.
Really good or distinctive role playing. I'm gonna reward you all. You can all have one.
Oh, that's so
Oh,
nice.
Thank you.
You had so much talking to each other. I was so proud.
Yeah,
You
I
didn't
feel
have
like
to
we
do
really
anything this session. It was great.
broke into stuff. So
Going beyond the bounds of character.
Mm-mm. Well, no. Ada's close.
I'm close. I'm going to be able to play into it.
Yeah, Ada's
You
real
have to have
close.
an internal struggle, so
Yeah.
it is
Yep.
about to hit that
She's
point.
close.
Yes. Workhorse, MVP, no.
No.
Personal goals.
No.
But I've already did them. Greater goals.
Perfect.
Okay. Well, that was.
I think Ada helped no matter the cost.
She helped
No matter the
herself,
cost.
no matter the
Getting rid
cost.
of Angar. That was the no matter the cost. No, I'm joking.
I don't even know
I'm
if she
so-
perceived cost.
No, she did
Mm-mm.
not even view his life as a cost. So
No.
it's true.
Guys,
If anything,
I don't know
if
Wirt
this
gets
made
the
that
character.
because he saved him despite the social cost of now being on Ada's bad side.
Ada, I don't want you to feel picked on, so I just want to make it clear that Ada would actually probably be on Wirt's side in regards to Odelia. She just doesn't want you, like currently at the moment, to like stop her
Yeah.
goals.
Oh no, I mean actively saving Angar's life.
She doesn't care about Angar's life. That's the thing.
Okay.
She doesn't actually care if he lives or dies. So that's
Mhm.
not going to upset her necessarily. But if you actively try and stop her in getting what she wants, then she might be upset.
It is real
No.
scary, and I don't like it.
Hey,
Yeah,
she
no.
has a workshop now. She's just been getting angsty because she hasn't been able to hit anything with a hammer.
Mm.
Exactly. No one's let me use the hammer for what it's
Hammer
meant to be
withdrawals.
used for.
Stop. Hammer time.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for joining us. This was I didn't know any
Wild
of this was gonna
ride.
happen, but boy, did it happen. Let's see. We will be back next week with our regularly scheduled programming.
The other crazy people.
The
The
other
other
people.
people who like to kill people.
We have some common themes. There's crazy people.
There's
There's
fire.
duchesses. There's fire.
duchesses. There's fire. Yes, always
There's
fire.
massive burning of residential areas.
It's fine. It's fine.
It's a
We'll
theme.
make it work.
And there's
okay.
Sarah saying, "Does this work? I think. Hear me out. Hear me out."
Sarah has to trait. This just might work.
She does.
Okay. Perfect. Well, thanks
Just
so
might
much.
work. Let me try
We'll
it.
see you all next week.
Bye.
Bye-bye.